They've been around since prehistoric times. The only place on the entire planet where they can't survive is Antarctica, and they'll be swarming soon on your outdoor barbecue. We are talking mosquitoes. How can we minimize our exposure to these painful pests? Kim Kelly-Tunis is a seasoned pest control expert, and she joins us live from Atlanta with some tips to save our skin, literally. Good morning, Kim. Thanks so much for joining us.
Good morning. Thanks for having me this morning.
Well, I want to ask you, it seems like every spring and summer mosquitoes get worse than they were the year before. I mean, is that true? And if so, why do you think that is?
You know, I'm not really sure if that's necessarily true. The one thing I can tell you is that we did an annual list of top 20 mosquito cities, and of those top 20, 18 fell within states that had above average rainfall for 2013. So really the key there is moisture and water levels. Mosquitoes only need about 1 to 2 inches to breed in, and so we found that in those states that had above average rainfalls, we did see an abundance of mosquito services.
Okay, well, so that makes sense. They like water, they like moisture. So if that's an outdoor hotspot around sources of moisture, what are some of the indoor hotspots for mosquitoes? Are there any?
Yeah, indoors, one of the things that you really want to pay close attention to is around windows and doors. So you look for gaps around those windows and doors. Check to make sure that screens are really tight fitting and don't have any tears or holes in them. Another prime area indoors tends to be the garage. We see a lot of mosquitoes that accumulate and gather in the garage, and then when people leave the house to get in the car, they're often bitten. So that's one area you want to pay close attention to, and so when possible, make sure that garage door is shut.
Kim, that is so true. It happened just the other day when we were leaving the house. I felt like we were attacked just walking out the garage. So let's get down to it. What's really important, what works and what doesn't work in our region for mosquito prevention?
Yeah, you know, mosquito prevention really is an interesting thing. One of the key things that you can do really is outdoors is conduct a thorough inspection around your house. And the first area that I would look would be all those areas where you have a lot of vegetation and a lot of dense vegetation, because we tend to see moisture accumulating and sitting in those areas. And again, remember that 1 to 2 inches of water is all those mosquitoes need to breed. So looking for these thick vegetation areas. Also remember that mosquitoes will land and rest underneath these leaves. So certainly making sure that we're trimming those back. Some other areas that you want to pay close attention to is if you've got pets, water bowls. Bird baths are another area we tend to see a lot of mosquitoes breeding in, gutters and downspouts. The other thing is, I've got kids, and I'm sure that every parent has dealt with this, but your kids go outside, they leave their toys around the yard, and a lot of times we see moisture accumulating in there. So some other things you can do to protect yourself: use a box fan when you're outdoors because mosquitoes are weak flyers. Apply an approved repellent material such as DEET.
All right, Kim, and is there one place specifically we can go for more information? Those were great tips, but if we want some additional tips, where can we head?
Yeah, go to Orkin.com. That's the first place I'd go for additional information. Also, contact your local pest management professional.
All right, Kim, thank you so much for your time today. We have more after the break, so stay with us.